Yeah, you know, mhm. Let's get this. Yeah. Mic check 1, 2.
Hey, I can hear you.
There it is.
Yes, yes.
How are you doing
Peace and
today?
love.
Man, blessed, and always blessed to have beautiful people to kick it with in my evening with my folk out here in New Eyes to See, where I can gather with my people and talk about real stuff.
Right.
Beautiful thing, Queen. And I didn't write down, I think there was a change in the topic, so you're going to have to refresh me on what we're talking about tonight. But we is plugged into New Eyes to See with Queen Maisha and King Sabir in the house, Taki in the background, and Sue will probably jump on in
Peace,
a few. We told y'all 8 o'clock, and we hit it on the nose, live and direct for the people. What is that subject, Queen?
So the topic is we're going to talk about this new song. I don't even know the name of the song. I don't really care for the name of the song, by Carly B and Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to just, talk about that, about, a woman's point of view and you guys' point of view and what we think about it. Is it uplifting to our Black community? Is it uplifting to women? Is it does it give men the right perspective of how women are in 2020? We're going to talk about, all of that.
We about to talk about some grown folk stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Hey, Taki.
Go ahead, King. I was trying to make sure because I did get the last demo, and I all I saw was the title, so I was like, wow, I don't know. Is that what they want, or did the brother send me an accident? You were trying to send that to another group, or you know what I'm saying? When I got the update, wow, yeah, I thought I got the wrong email because I was like, what is? And it wouldn't play, so all I had to go was for the title. So y'all forgive me, I didn't.
Man, me personally, I haven't heard the song yet because I didn't want to put the energy into supporting it. But the sister was reading the lyrics to me, and I was like, "Whoa, this is some graphic stuff that a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old don't need to be hearing." Like, I grew up listening to the Dog Pound, and I thought that was hard. But when I heard this, I was like, "Man,
wow!"
The song is called WAP. It's
M-O-P?
called WAP. It's an acronym word. Yeah, it stands for wet something else. Just put the words together.
I already put that together as soon as you went there, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And sound like the Aunt Subu just stepped in the room. So he'll tell you too that he probably got my text back. Like, did you just text me the wrong, or what is? Because I ain't heard the song. I have no idea the news on it. So I'm excited to know what this is now. And Subu's in the house. Mic check. Might be muted. So you heard the song now, bro, Sabir?
No, I haven't heard the song, but Queen Maisha, she read some of the lyrics to me, and that was enough. I was like, wow.
Okay.
I haven't heard the song with my own ears.
Okay.
I didn't want to give it no energy.
So yeah, this song came out about 4 days ago, and I've seen multiple people post about the song, and I've noticed that when men post about it, and they're talking about how raunchy it is and how distasteful it is, the women are coming in, zooming in on them like, I love this song. This is my song for 2020. How dare you? Da 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 da. Yeah. I don't think, out of all the comments I've been reading over the past few days, I haven't really seen any women who speak negatively about the song. Yeah. So
okay. Are we gonna play the song? And I need to find this song and play it.
Which version are you gonna play? Because there's
it's your show, and you play it. You know, this little African Minds, we play it like we feel it.
I think playing the uncensored version will give people the real deal on what they're saying. You know, because I have it in front of me, the lyrics.
Okay.
And before I read them, I have to make sure that my daughter has her headphones on. It's that bad. You know. So are you gonna play the song, Taki?
Yeah. While I look for it, I mean, y'all can continue. I'll find it.
Okay. So my point of view, and I know I'll share my point of view a few times this hour, because when people are logging in and stuff. My point of view with this song, and I didn't even watch the whole video. You know, I watched part of the video, almost to the end. I do have to say the set was very nice, meaning just the thought put into it, you know, the bright colors and things. But as a mother of a little girl who wants my little girl to not just think her only worth is what's between her legs, and I really strive to teach her something more than that. It's very distasteful. And I hear a lot of women that were commenting on the male post on Facebook, trying to defend the raunchiness. You know, it's the lyrics. You couldn't say these lyrics to your well, most people's grandma. You might have some wild grandmas out there that wouldn't care, but one part of the song says, again, I don't say the N word, so I'm just gonna say and when I say N, you already know what I'm saying. Beat it up in catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this P right on your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top. I want to ride. What do you guys think? And that's only a small portion of the song. And I guess the thing that kind of boils me is kind of like, we're trying to change our community. We're trying to change the image we have of how people view us, that we're not just whores and we're not just thugs, that we're actually more than that. And I spoke before about me living out here in Roseville, where it's 90% white. And sometimes before the virus, when I used to go out, and people would approach me, non-Black people would approach me, and they would approach me as if I was a whore. And they would ask me things if, do you know how to twerk? Or if a rap song is playing, you know this rap song, how do you do that dance? Because they're so inbred with the stereotype of a Black woman that when they seen me, what went to their mind was sexual, which is twerking, and also that I'm automatically put in this category. So when you have songs like this and the video, when someone meets a woman like myself, they subconsciously, especially I'm not even saying a non-Black person, even a Black man might look at me in a certain way, and it takes time for them to realize I'm not that. I'm not that.
So I'm gonna play that song. I think I got the video.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. This is what we're talking about right here, y'all.
I said certified freak, 7 days a week, wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop. Put this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got. Put this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, nigga, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a giggle, what is inside? Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. Pussy is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. That's role play, I wear disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. I don't public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I'll run down on them before I have a nigga running me. Talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. You really ain't never got him fucking for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots, hang your coat for this wet ass pussy. He bought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Paid my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet ass pussy. Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep stroke, I need a Henny drink, I need a weed smoke, not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well I'm tryna wet it. I let him taste it, now he diabetic. I don't wanna spit, I wanna go, I wanna gag, I wanna choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat. My head is fire, but I need the sun, it's going and drying, it's coming outside, yeah. I run on that thing, the cuz behind me, I spit on his mic and I heat tryna sign me. Yana, I'm a freak bitch, handcuffs, leashes, switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat. In the food chain, I'm the one that eat you. If he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then he can't bang. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If you fuck me and ask who's is it when I ride the dick, I'ma spell my name. Yeah, 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 you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop. Put this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got. Put this wet ass pussy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet ass pussy. I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass pussy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy. Huh?
Okay, so the chorus is there's some hoes in this house. So that's the chorus. So as a woman, if this is your theme song of the year, there's some hoes in this house, and a man comes to you and call you a hoe, you have no reason to get mad. You have no reason to get mad. If you sit up here and let your children listen to this, because as of right back in the day when I was raised, you know, we didn't have the YouTube, we didn't have the cell phones, so to hear music, there was music like this. It was harder to get. You know, you had to go buy a CD. You had to do something. Now, only thing you need is a cell phone. So this is being listened to by our little girls, by our 8, 9, 10-year-old little Black girls. They're not talking about love. They're not talking about how a man should treat you and take care of his family. They're not talking about staying together with hard times and bad times. And even, they're not even talking about kissing anybody. They're not talking about using, and the one portion of this, they're talking about pulling out. Therefore, they're not even talking about using protection. Our little girls are listening to this. And you wonder why they get pregnant at 13 and 14. And what's disturbing me is a lot of Black women are standing behind this. Like, this is our fucking anthem. This is not my fucking anthem. It's not my fucking anthem. You guys talk, what do you guys have to say?
Well, I like your summation of what the lyric says, and that it's not your anthem. So, King Angela, the answer, Mike WAWWA, we finna turn it up. I'm finna bring on the frequency. I'm finna put it in perspective according to worldwide African unity and global white supremacy. In military science, right? They know in military education, they teach you about psychological warfare. The CIA, right? And all the other agencies that are part of global white supremacy racism, which is all the European nations, they have dissected us. They have dissected it. And they know we work on frequencies. That's why they forbid us to have a drum beat. And that's why they put a muzzle on the Black woman's mouth. Because if she talks to us the way you just talked to us, we'll be a mighty nation. But if she talks to us about sucking dick and eating pussy and licking ass, we will have a nation of bastards, of prostitutes, of hoes, of dope fiends, of project, of ghetto, of wretchedness, and of ill-mannered speech, of emotional people, because the frequencies that the music industry has devoted into destroying the Black record label, because when you and I were coming up and our parents was coming up, the music was about unity. The music was about love and togetherness, and they had the bongo and the Congo, and they had the African shakers, and they had like 10 or 20 people in there, and they had space suits on, and they had African suits on, and they had ancient costumes from the past. And we even looked at the album covers. They talked about the mothership and, the boat of Ra. Well, now the frequencies is at a all-time derogatory, trash, bottom feeder mentality that whoever sinks into this mentality, there's no way to pull yourself up. And Cardi B, I'm going to talk about Cardi B. She did a great trick. She did a great trick when she was riding on Bernie Sanders' banner and trying to talk about Donald Trump and making us think that she was political. And when she pulled her afro out, and she had a Black moment, but she's controlled. She's controlled by that satanic, Luciferian, global white supremacy circle. And so, Queen Maisha and Brother Cyber, Taiki, it doesn't surprise me. During our awakening, our great awakening, we have COVID-19, we have Donald Trump, and now we have the illest trash talking music in history of trash talking music. It's all out there for the women who are pregnant. It's out there, because children pick up vibes in the womb, and the 12th graders and second graders, they are all exposed to this. There's no sacred place where they can't hear it. And I'm going to tell you the cold part, okay? The cold part is they got little boys sucking little boys' dicks at school. It's the first time they get their dicks sucked, right? They got that homosexuality there. And they got young girls hitting on young girls at school, right? And they got people already knowing about all genders and transgenders because they teach them this at school. So, yes, you're 100% correct. When they go to school, the rhythm is so hypnotic. There's holes in this house. There's holes in this house. So when they come home, and the way the mom is going from the house and the way dad's going from the house, working, right? It's going to, if we don't snatch back, if we don't be the hands that get in there, like we've been doing, Queen Maisha, if we don't be those hands and counter some of this shit, a whole generation will be reprogrammed through psychological warfare, using the frequencies of our music coming out of our mouth with people that look similar to us, programming the next generation. So when we leave, they don't even have a leg to stand on. They're gonna be lower than dogs. I mean, right now they call us monkeys and dogs and cockroaches, but I don't know what they're gonna call the next generation if we don't step in there and condemn. Because it was another watch party. I'm finna say that the brother said he cannot condemn. He said we just need a balance. We need some Public Enemy and we need some NWA. And I was listening to the brother. Matter of fact, he got the same name as you, Brother Cyber. He was on earlier. And so I cut off. I said, why we can't stand up and can start condemning fuckery? Why? We parents. Some of us grandparents. What the fuck is hell is wrong with us? Do we cannot say, hey, like when you go to church, they make you feel bad. That's a sin. That's a sin. You know, why we can't? Hey, I'm, you know, that's just me putting in the global perspective for worldwide community. This psychological warfare. The whole music industry is a part of the military wing. The department of the military. They already got a code. When you show black, show them ratchet, show them gangbangers, show them dope fiends or dope dealer, you know, show them running from the police, show them getting. So if we don't create our own image, and I love this show, New Eyes to See, because we have to see things different. You came up with a wonderful topic, Your Majesty.
Well, you know, music is very powerful, you know, and you go to weddings, there's music. You go to church, there's music. You want to celebrate something, you even sing happy birthday at birthday parties. So the beat behind it, it's catchy. You see me, I was over here bobbing my head, it's catchy. This, along with the lyrics and singing this every day for the next week or two, that goes inside of you and it makes you think that this is okay. I'll give you an example, and I'm a example of that. So when I was in elementary school, what was popular was the dog pound, you know, and in that era, and Tupac and stuff. And so I don't know how I got the CDs. Maybe I do remember. My dad took me to a CD store. My dad wasn't really up to date on rappers and what music was, you know, explicit stuff. So I asked him to buy me, I think it was Snoop Doggy Dogg, the Dog Pound, my first CD ever. You know how explicit that was. Elementary school listening to that. Talking about women as hoes and, you know, all that different stuff. And what it started to do was, you know, I didn't have anybody there, example, to really show me what two people come together, a male and a female, and making love, not sex, just making love, being together, sitting together, holding hands. So who taught me was Snoop Doggy Dogg. He taught me what intimacy was. He taught me what, it wasn't love, but what it is to get a man's attention. So I'm being programmed with the music in a trance, listening to this, thinking I'm cool because I have my headphones on so my parents can't hear what I'm listening to over and over. And it put me to think that you have to be a hoe to get a boy's attention. You have to wear short things. You have to show, I didn't have cleavage at the time, but you have to put the lipstick on. You have to walk a certain way. And I was talking to Sabir earlier, and we were talking about this, and he was saying that same music was teaching him how to, you know, don't love those hoes. So I'm being trained to be a hoe, and he's trained to be a player. And we're in the same generation, listen to the same music, just in different areas.
That's true. Like I grew up listening to Too Short. I grew up listening to the Dog Pound. The first CD I ever bought, actually my stepdad bought it for me. It was the Chronic 2000. And it's this song that say, all these B's, all these niggas, and all these H's in here, somebody here going, fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was one of my favorite tracks on there. But what that was doing, that was getting, like, we got to understand what they doing, man. They want to over-sexualize us. They want to drug us up. And like King Ajalon was saying, man, it's a war. This is a military tactic. This is all done by design. This is nothing.
No accident.
Yeah, this ain't no accident. This is done by design. And you gotta listen. When you got pregnant women listening to this music, and in each molecule of water, there's 355,000 memory cells in each molecule of water inside the womb. We got to understand what that's doing. You messing the child up before it even comes out. And that's a science too as well. That's a deeper science as well. And you can't talk about, it's crazy to me because you got conscious women vouching for this bullshit and talking about.
That's the thing that made me so upset.
Yeah, that's the thing that made me so upset.
Women. They have daughters.
Oh, man, you hold this out of pocket. It's not uplifting women. You can't talk about being treated like a hoe, and you can't acknowledge that and promote being treated like a hoe, but then want to be treated like a queen. You confusing people. If I'm telling you, if I'm telling you the way men think, I'm telling you men think a certain way. Sister, you shouldn't be, you should try to cover up for your protection. They'll say, oh, men shouldn't think like that. Well, we're not at the time like that right now. So.
But men and women are listening to the same music. For instance, I'll give you an example. If I invited a man over to my place, maybe be third, fourth date, never been to my place, and you didn't even show the video, and I had Carly B playing on my TV with the explicit side, the explicit one. What, as you guys are men, what is the chances? And maybe by you having a few drinks, what's the chances of you thinking that I'm ready to do everything that's on here? Because I have it playing on my TV. I might even say a few lines of the song because I know the song. How does that make me look?
Hoish.
Like I'm ready to go. And even if I'm not, that's confusing. That's showing, that's mixed messages. It really is. And then also, this is showing young women how to treat men. It goes the other way around. There's something on here that says he got some money, then that's where I'm headed. So when you meet a man and he's a little bit tight with his wallet, or he doesn't want to do extra things for you because he's so used to running across women who say he has money and that's where I'm going to be. Now we're training men to treat us differently. I know someone was like, oh, I got my own money. That's fine. That's fine. But it makes a man suspicious if all these women are running around only looking at him because he has a little bit, a few more dollars than the rest of us, versus looking at him as who he is. It's going both ways. It's really, really disgusting. And our bodies are our temples. You don't let anything in unless it's you know, it should be. And this is just basically letting men running through women and women running through men. And it's like, I don't know, did Carly B have a little girl? Would she really want her little girl to be doing something like this? To be sucking on a man, making him pull out, making her gag and hurting her? Hey,
that's a real question, right? And when I was in the streets, I knew the grandmother, the mama, and the daughter, right? They was hoes on the stroll, you know, and it was okay with them. And they had babies around them. They fed them pizza, but the kids are in the room, you know, hearing this. So when they grow up, you know, the school is either they're going to not like that lifestyle and try to become something because, you know, you have parents who don't filter their mouths. And so the child mind does not know how to filter it either. So you made an excellent point. And it's just not Cardi B. She's speaking to our children. You know, she has enough money to protect her daughter, right? Her daughter ain't got to go ride no dick, you know, because the mama got millions. You know, all her daughter just got to be sharp, go shopping, and she, I don't know, she might become plastic. But out here in the real struggle, right? Our babies, that's very impressionable, right? They use their mind like a porn movie because we learn from audio visual, right? Whatever we hear, we paint pictures, right? And we also learn from visual audio. So we have two different functions. One is compressing inside the pituitary gland, and the other one is in the pineal gland. And like the brother was saying, water, or let's just say liquid, even your blood, even your blood moves in a rhythm, and your molecules and the autonomy of your body, your DNA and RNA. And so from generation to generation, let me, can I keep it real? Can I keep it real?
Absolutely.
Keep it real, man. Go in.
That's what the show about, right?
Yeah, in the 60s, right? All the way to the 80s, it was taboo, right? For a woman to say she sucked dick, or for a man to say he ate pussy in the Black community. If you did it, it was your bedroom business. It wasn't something to bring outside, And now they talking about eating booty, And so
yeah, Kevin Gates.
There's no filter on the exploitation that they will pay people from our communities that are subcultures of our community. And that's what we really have to be careful for, right? We really have to be careful because they phased out the blacks. If you notice, you don't see them in the music industry. You don't see them on TV, right? And they phased out any positive.
Now, what's your definition of blacks?
Well, Sidney Poitier.
Oh yeah.
Sidney Poitier. The roles that Bill Cosby created for us.
So role models. The positive role models.
Right. The blacks, the ones that look black with the afro, the natural, and with the the swag, and we try to clean the community. It's all of us. It takes all of us to make this thing work. Hey, mommy. Hey, princess. And super princess.
Hey.
And so that's what it.
See, this is who I do it for. I'll be damned if I let them infiltrate how I'm raising my daughter. I'm trying to raise her to be a princess and soon to be a queen. I'm not trying to teach her.
Doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing that, and I'm not about to let nobody disrupt what I got going on. That's all I got to say about that. There's no way I'm gonna let that happen. And we gotta have something to counter that BS that they talking about. And I'm just so shocked that there are so-called conscious women that I spoke of and looked at as queens. You'll never hear me call them that no more after they promoting some shit like that.
So let me say this right quick, right? And for those who are Pan-African, right? You see a lot of black people don't say Pan-African, right? They just say conscious. And we all got a conscious, and conscious can shift so many different ways because you have to be conscious of your conscious, and then you have to be awoke and aware inside your different levels of consciousness. But when you say Pan-African, all right, and you saying the laws of Ma'at, now you have something to stand on, right? You just can't be conscious here and there and here and there, all over the place. But the point I'm making to the Pan-Africanist community, which is me, the Lord African minds, and us, this helps us separate the wheat from the chaff. This help us separate, right? Because people had their black moments, just like Oprah Winfrey. They had somebody discussing her today about now she want to be black after she's been used for so long to promote global white supremacy racism agenda, and she catered to the white woman's feelings and emotions, and she got at the black man's and criminalized him and sexualized him and exploiting him. Wouldn't do none of that stuff to the people that she was hanging around, right? And so inside conscious community, you're going to have people with those black moments, but then all that shit is going to be peeled back. We're going to see who. We're going to see the reality of who wants to lift our community up instead of just talk about lifting the community up. It takes real work, y'all. And I'm thankful for the Low African Minds members, the viewers, and also those who will come on the platform and talk with us. And I'm so thankful for having Queen Maisha as a comrade and as a sister. This journey has not been easy, and the sister has been right there, in the struggle, right? I remember one day She said, King Angela, you can't question my blackness. And she,
You didn't say it with enough attitude. I had a whole bunch of attitude behind that right there. I was ready to jump through the phone.
Yeah, so sometimes, when we do question each other's blackness, right? It makes us do stuff because the sister's been doing a lot of good things for the community and for the children. And I really salute the sister. WAWWA.
Thank you. And this, just real quick, this Wednesday, every Wednesday, and people can either go on my Facebook page, Maisha Mini Hats, or they can go to Queens of Queens Radio. I posted on there, Queens with a Z. Every Wednesday, I'm having a confidential, meaning not going to record it and put it on social media, with women meeting about black women meeting about talking about sexual abuse. So we can come together as a community. So that's every single Wednesday. I'll give you guys a flyer to post on Loyal African Minds, because that's and to kind of tie, because that was the topic tonight was to talk about that. But I just kind of got so heated looking at even people that I know, like you said, conscious people, saying how much they love this song, and it really just burned me. And I don't know if it's because I really see how, and it's not about how other people view, like other non-Black people, right. But I am living here and I see how they treat me straight off the bat, like I'm just some Black whore. I see that. And even some Black men that like to listen to this crap, walking up to me, the queen, and wanting to treat, they know real quick I'm not about that. But they try. Why would you try? Why would you do that with me? Why would you treat me straight off the gate like that? Why? Because this music is telling them to, and they don't understand how strong and powerful this is. Now, I would never say a woman should be raped or hurt or anything because of music or because of how she dresses or anything, but there is energy in everything. Most women don't go out wearing short skirts for me to look at them. They don't put the makeup on for me to look at them. So when you go out looking like that and you're around the opposite sexes, because that's what you're putting it on for, not me, and you get that attention, don't start screaming and crying when the attention was maybe a little bit too strong, or now you want to back off and act like you don't want the attention. If you dress a certain way, you're going to get that kind of attention. I had a story. So King Angela, you know I love the reggae spots. And it took this man being bold and honest to me. It took this man being bold and honest to me, because I would go to the reggae spots and man, I could dress. And I would dress less, and this is not an excuse, but it could be, that I would dress really with not that much clothes on. I would dance a lot, and the more clothes you have on, the more heated you get. But I had a man who was observing me for many months, and he saw how the attention I got from the males. And I can curb them, because I've learned. I've been having men do that since I was 16, so I can curb you quick. But it was the aggressiveness. And he finally pulled me aside and said, and I was giggling, all cute, and he told me how I was acting. He showed me a reflection by his words. And I, of course, in my pride, I defended myself. It doesn't matter how I dress. It don't matter how nice I am to them. It don't matter. I let them sit next to me.
They play that game. They play that middle game.
I'm being honest. And I had to really sit back and look at what this man, who was totally honest as a man, was telling me, And so then at times I still would go out. Even if this pandemic wasn't going, there might be times I still go out with a mini skirt and a little cleavage. But I know what to expect. And I'm not going to sit up there and act like, if guys are looking at me, why are they looking at me? Why are they come and talk to me? I'm at this point, I don't entertain that if I do go out and I'm wearing something short, because most of those places, I don't like the energy it carries anyway. That's sexual energy. So if I do go out looking like that, I will tell a person quick. If they say, hi, what's your name? I'm not giving you my number tonight. That's my name. I'm not giving you my number tonight. If you want to sit here, sure. The stool is not, I don't own it. I don't play like that no more. I don't giggle. I'm here to maybe have a drink. I may be here to see the socialize or whatever and look and see the people, and I'm taking my ass home by myself. I'm that bold now, because I have to be, because I know how I'm dressed. if I giggle too much, they might be following me out, you know? So women have to understand that. And again, it's not a calling card to be sexually abused, but that's just kind of the society we're in. You are treated how you are dressed. You would not go to work with a mini skirt on, or some women might, or go to work with just a bra and a mini skirt. Why? Because there's certain requirements there, and there's certain way that they want you to present yourself, because you might be be in front of customers or be getting a presentation. You're representing the company. So why would you go out representing yourself in a certain kind of way and get upset when you get that attention? And when you were putting that stuff on, you knew why you were putting it on, because you wanted the attention. Now you don't act like you don't want it. I'm a woman. I have plenty mini skirts and plenty short dresses and stilettos, as tall as you can buy them. I'm not doing that for the other women.
Okay, sister, I got another question.
Let me correct myself. I wasn't doing that for the other women. Now when I dress up, I actually do it for myself. I'm like, damn, look at myself in the mirror. All night be looking in the mirror.
Okay, I got another question, because a lot of women, like I've been posting stuff, you know, about women, but I don't do it like I'm bashing them. I just do it because, you know, I'm just trying to keep law amongst my people, standing on my eye. But what I notice is their excuse would be like, women in Africa do this, or we did this hundreds of years ago. This is part of our culture, like twerking, for instance. What do you got to say about that? Because when I say something about it, man, I got like 15 sisters on my page trying to tear my head off. So maybe it'd be different if it comes from a woman perspective. Y'all, if you check.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example. So I go to the Caribbean clubs where a lot of the Caribbean dance is winding. It's the hip movement. That is part of their culture. Their culture, and the drums and the beats and all that can be traced back to, of course, Africa. When I do go there and I wind my hips, I personally am doing it for my ancestors. I'm doing it to that drum, that beat for a cultural thing. But when you're doing the twerking to rap music or whatever, just say whatever music, it is a sexual thing. You're taking it out of that African culture and you're putting it in something else. Now, if you were twerking like I went to an African, Congolese Independence Day party, and the ladies were twerking, they were winding their hips, even little girls, but you had these huge Congolese drums. And it was a celebration. It was celebrating our people, and there was nothing sexual. It wasn't anything like men looking like, oh, look at her shaking her ass. It wasn't like that. It was like, we are here to celebrate this independence that you guys had or have. It was different. It's putting a different content. So for me, you know, that's how I look at it. And again, to me, I've had people come up to me and ask me if I know how to twerk. To me, that's disgusting. To me, that's an insult, because I have so much more. Don't ask me for something that's so low when I have so much more. And I'm not a sexual entertainer, so don't ask me no shit like that. Ask me the last book I read. Ask me what kind of mom I am. Ask me what kind of job I have. Not about a fucking twerk.
So,
but again, songs like this make women like me look like that's the highest we can go. That's the highest we can. These lyrics, that's the highest I can go in society's eyes.
And what they're saying, I didn't heard many people that I thought were conscious or enlightened, woke, or whatever these terms these people use. I heard them say, this is y'all anthem. This is what I'm hearing. They saying this is the woman anthem. You mean to tell me you got all these positive entertainers, all these positive women that rap, and this is gonna be the anthem? It's promoting women freedom of sexuality and stuff like that. And it's
promoting, and I know your baby's there, maybe cover her ears. It's promoting fucking a motherfucker raw. It's promoting having him shove his dick down your throat when you start choking. it promotes if he has money, then you stay. If he don't, then you leave. And also fuck him for your tuition too. That's what it's promoting.
So
it's in the song. I'm not making this up. It's in the song.
Let me get in here too. I want to also. Beyonce says "Black is King." Sarah, she's a rapper, and so we got so we got a lot of different positive energies coming our way. And once again, this is a strategy because Joe Biden, he's a pedophile, and so is Donald Trump, and so it's election time. You know, one sexual rapist versus another sexual abuser. So what I'm trying to tie in, the topic that you picked earlier, right? Sexual abuse, right? That's what the song is. It's spiritual sexual abuse, it's mental sexual abuse, and it's setting the stage. See, they already got the homosexuality in there, right? So when we become a high sexualized society, that's how they go slip. It's legal to do pedophilia. Okay, right now they're running a campaign saying that they want to change the age limit, right? They want to, this is global white supremacy racism. And so they have to use the black man and black woman to get on the agenda for the world to approve it. As long as we oppose homosexuality, as long as we oppose pedophilia, as long as we oppose something, right, the whole world has a moral stance. But once we give up our morality and we get involved in the pedophile rings and we get involved into alternate sexual lifestyles, who knows? They even got farms where you can go have sex with pigs and horses and sheep and goats. They even got places where they're having sex with ducks and geese and chickens. So all that pervertedness, it wants to come out into the public. They want a society like ancient Greece and Rome. And they need our minds to be in tune to their frequencies and to their vibe in order for it to go global, right? As long as Africa is not participating, as long as the melanated being is not participating, right, we serve as a mirror of the moral police. But if we can get so corrupt to the point where this type of music can be everyday music, then they already penetrated the minds of the young people to things in terms of sex. And so they're going to be sexualized creatures, and they're going to want to come outside, you know, in their booty shorts. And they want to come outside, you know, in you know, in their high tops and whatever it is. But I wanted to go back to clubs. Hey, what happened? Oh, before the dope gang, clubs was a place where we used to go have fun. And during the drug era, it turns into a place where you can go pick up people. And so, you know, we look for the women who showed some flesh because she was the one that, you know, you can get, most likely you can get a score. Then you find, I didn't dress like this. And so, you know, that's where we still at. But on twerking, the difference between African culture with the twerking is Black women, they got, you know, they got hips, and they have always gyrated their hips, right? It's just a biorhythm. But when you pussy pop with it, right, that's when it turns into something else. You know what I mean? So I didn't see kids twerk. I didn't see African women twerk, Jamaican women twerk, and they call it different names in different places, right? But that's just something special to the Black woman, and other people want to imitate it. But when they twerking and pussy popping at the same time, you can tell the difference. You know what I mean? You know, yeah. Some things need to be.
It's advertising. They're advertising.
Or they got a blunt in their hand with a Hennessy bottle.
Hey, I wanna. Have y'all heard? This is another song I haven't heard of, but Sunny Sutra is in the room, and Sunny Sutra said they listen to WAP but won't listen to Black is King. Is that Beyonce's song, Black is King?
Yes, that's what I mentioned. Beyonce has a whole frequency that put us back on the throne. I don't care if you said she's Illuminati or what you set out, right? The audio visual to uplifting us, she has been putting those images out. And Cardi B is the direct opposite. So Beyonce put something strong, and they put this right at the same time.
That is true.
Y'all seeing?
That is
Man,
true.
you can't say that's not planned. That's planned. You can't say that's not planned.
Well,
most definitely. It's all a big plan. And if you look at it, it's been even since our days, which, you know, I might predate y'all a little bit, but I'm up there close to Ansubu. But ever since then and before then, entertainment has always been focused on us looking bad in the first place, us looking dumb, stupid, crooks. You know, we always play them under roles. And that's been, so now all they doing now is stepping up their game for this new generation that, you know, they need it at that level where we done been immune to it so much that now they need a higher dose to just take them, you know, take their mind, take their distraction. So it's definitely a plan.
Absolutely. And a lot of women don't even understand how powerful we are. You know, it doesn't take showing all that. It doesn't take talking about how wet you can get or how good you can do these sexual acts. As a woman, we naturally have this feminine energy. And when you know how to use it, you can change everything around your world and not have to show anything. And that's also in a relationship. If you're a single woman and you meet a man and you're tapped into your feminine energy, he can crave you with never even touching you. It's knowing how to tap in to that feminine energy, you know, connecting and not going to always the physical or going to the lustful to try to lure somebody in or keep somebody. It's just that feminine, sweet glow that if you know how to do it, you can make some changes in some people's lives and also in your life too. You know?
Connect minds, you definitely don't have to connect bodies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm getting some feedback. We having people making comments out in the audience. Can you see any of those comments, brother? Can anybody see any comments? I want to say Trish B, who shares Connected Minds with us Wednesdays at 8, be there. And tomorrow we have The Truth Changes the Narrative with D.Dan Kamanthi and Leslie. Be there at 8 o'clock. So Trish says they're hypersexualizing. Pandora boxes opening, and it's anything goes. And that's and I want to share something with you parents who think that you're raising your children. Right? When you're at work and your children are out with their peers, we ain't gonna say friends, peers, and at school, somebody else has their minds. So if you're not putting my aunt in your children, they don't have a foundation to stand on. I know you want to brag upon your mother and your grandmothers and how they was. Well, they did with what they had, and they didn't have the opportunity to have my aunt like we have, right? We're walking with aunts, right? Up in here, in here, and up in here. And it's fair game to our children. This is psychological warfare, and if we don't add that word, we discredit Dr. Francis Cress.
Cress Wilson. Francis Cress Wilson.
Thank you, man. I was having a tongue twister moment. Know, I did a Donald Trump on y'all. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson in the ISIS paper, right? The Keys to Melody. And she explained everything that they're doing, right, is scientifically programmed, like the brother Chief Taki, the Grand Tech said. Everything is warfare. Everything is a counter move. And if we're not teaching our people to look mentally, right, what is this supposed to do to our society? How are they trying to recaptivate the African or the Black or the Negro, nigger, Moor, Hebrew, Christian, whatever name we want to call ourselves, because we're in division. How do we keep them from uniting, right? Well, you hypersexualize their asses, right? You know, because when you think
I can't think of anything else. You know.
Right, because climax, at the height of climax, you lose yourself. You're wide open. Somebody can snatch your soul. Somebody can snatch your spirit, right? Because you're busting in that moment, and everything has just been given up to the universe.
All your creativity.
You guys got it. You guys got it. I just had to throw that in there because this topic is perfect for your original conversation. Is sexual abuse in a spiritual realm?
Absolutely.
Well, I know me personally, you know, the Ray, and I know King Ajalan could probably testify to this. Me being raised in Oakland, I was raised to where it was cool to be a pimp or a player. And I remember being like 12, 11, 13, and people talking to me, the older dudes on the block talking to me, they like 19, 18, 17, talking about, oh, this nigga a virgin. He ain't getting no pussy. Look at this square ass nigga. This how they should be talking to me. They should be telling me stuff like, man, you better be breaking these holes and running through their pockets and checking their pockets. This what I was taught. And at the age of 13, I was, I could say that was sexual assault, what I went through, because I was forced, or I could say, I was basically forced to have sex under pressure with this girl. They was running a train on this girl, and, you know, I was forced to do it. They like, oh, this square ass nigga ain't getting no pussy, man. Hit this and do all this. And, you know, that's how, you know, I lost myself. So it just shows how fucked up our concepts is in our community. And right now I'm currently, you know, practicing sperm retention and working on meditation and purifying myself and just letting my body, you know, rest from all that negative trauma that I went to. And what I notice is my thoughts are getting clearer. I don't see women for just one thing. This is like the first time in a long time that I see them as individuals and not just objects of sex. And I could say that it's a good journey for me. I think all men, especially younger men, just refrain from sex for a little while and really work on themselves. I really been chasing my purpose and more just focus on business and not being distracted, you know, by that or becoming a slave to it. So I could see the benefits from it, but, you know, our culture and our concepts of what's really cool, we have to make consciousness and Black empowerment. We got to make that cool. We have to be able to, you know, change the paradigm. We really do. And I remember you were saying, King Ajalan, you were saying they don't got my eye, but they got the Bible. The Bible is good enough. The Bible tell your ass right from wrong. That's good enough for you to, we know right from wrong. We feel it in our vibration. Us being melanated, we know when we doing something out of pocket. Well, we know, so man, we gotta get. Go ahead, brother.
I want to say this to that. Since we didn't have the Bible, right? The people who gave us the Bible put us in slavery. They fucked us, men and women, and they had sex with animals and babies, right? Pictures in the Bible they gave us was baby angels, you know, babies on grown men lap. You have and I'm not. What I'm talking about when I speak, I'm talking about global white supremacy racism. I'm not talking about the spirituality of it. I'm talking about the institution, right?
Okay.
They got a Holy Spirit that's a male, a father that's a male, a son that's a male, and the first thing they motherfucking want to create is another male, and then they create the woman from the man, right? And then they have two more males. That's a lot of motherfucking energy. And if you psychologically look at what's going on.
I get what you're saying, Kenny.
Right?
Yep.
See, people in their belief, right? And a belief means you don't know. It's a choice, right?
Right.
A belief system is a choice. But in my art, the reason my art is different from the little 10 commandments or the Bible, because in my art, you rise in the morning, right? And it's not called negative confessions, right?
Right.
These are the affirmations. You know, I will not steal. When you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to look in the water, or you're supposed to look in your mate, or you're supposed to look at your kids, or you're supposed to look at yourself when you rise, look at the sun, or you have some type of focus on meditate. I will not steal. I will not do homosexual acts. I will not do pedophile acts. I will not lie. I will not cheat. Right? And then at night, before you rest, you say, forgive me for taking somebody's pen, or you say, I have not done that this day. Let my journey in my be renewed the next day. So these, like a whole nation, will rise up and declare my eyes, and they will go to sleep, or they will go to rest with my eyes. And so we did that as a nation. So the Bible has not created us to be a nation out of 400 years.
Yeah.
But Ma'at is the way of a nation. And so all I'm trying to do is to move the people into thinking like a nation. We already got the individual thinking, which means individual. And so here, Lord of Mine, you're going to hear King Angelon always talk about we, us, all as a nation. You can do what the fuck you want to do as an individual. But as a nation, we have to have an agenda. And we have to be accountable to each other. Yeah. And it's okay if you get your feelings hurt. It's okay if truth hurt your feelings. Because when you tell the truth to somebody else, their feelings going to get hurt. And what happens is falsehood disappear. And like Queen Maisha said, she's not playing no more. It's not hee ha ha. It's not being highly hypersexualized. You know?
Right.
Did they freeze it?
Like this.
So what do we?
I know we're running out of time, you guys.
Hey, I like the wording on. You mentioned the principles of Ma'at, and I like when I think about the wording, the way the principles are worded. It's I have not done these things. You know, it's always current. Yeah. You know, it's present. You know, it's I have not. That means, you know, presently. It might have flew over my head. All kind of crazy thoughts fly over my head, but I have to have something. You have to want to have it. You know, they say everything we want to have, really have, we take ownership of it. So if you take an ownership of that thing or whatever it is, then you have done it. But I think the way the principles of Ma'at explains it is in real time, saying, you know, if the thought may have went over my head or whatever, or I might have thought about doing something like that, but I didn't own it. It might have crossed my mind because we already programmed with that tell-lie vision that they talk about. You know, all this media. If you keep sitting in front of some media, you're gonna see some messed up stuff, and it's gonna go in there somewhere in your head. But the difference is you got a pineal gland to discern that, nah, that ain't me. And hopefully you getting conscious enough to know that that ain't the vibration we talking about. That's not the connection. That's not it. You know, just like when you go to a restaurant and you had your favorite Chinese food, and then you go somewhere else. Like me and my wife talk about this all the time in Sacramento. If you eat downtown Sacramento, everywhere else just don't quite hit the quality. Maybe up in Folsom somewhere or something like that. But if you go like where you might say, or where a lot of our people is too, it's like, I didn't have that same flavor. So, you know, that connection, you had that connection if you know that connection. So, I mean, with the sisters, like you saying, that's supposed to be conscious, it's a lot of people claim they're conscious, but are they consciously connected?
Yeah. Well,
that's why I like what King Ajalon said about you know, standing on my eye. And that's something that I'm gonna implement myself, you know, making sure I stand on that in the morning and the night before I rest. I'm thankful that you told me about that. But yeah, we gotta have some type of code. We ain't got no code of conduct, and we run around here like we got everything together, and we bullshit.
And I tell you,
not holding on to no ancestral principle.
I'll tell you another little secret on that I use, brother. I recorded the principles, and I play them over the binaural beats all night before I go to sleep, while I'm asleep, right? And it vibrates. It'll vibrate with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. because it honestly, it made me angry and broke my heart at the same time. That's why I had to change the topic real quick on this show tonight, because it just, again, women that I know who have children were praising this. You know, women that I know, when they talk to their children, their preteens and their teenage girls, they don't talk to them in this way. But if you're okay with this song, then you're okay with these actions. And as a mother, I've realized that I have to act how I want my daughter to act when she becomes an adult, even if it's not in front of her face. That's even the music I listen to. If I can't listen to the music in front of my child, I don't like to listen to it even if she's not around, because that's still going to come through me. So you can't promote trash and then tell your children that you want different for them. You can't do that. You have to walk what you want. If
Queen,
you don't want
Queen
your,
Maisha, can you,
go ahead. What'd you say?
can you tell our viewers what you're talking about? Some people just tuned in.
Oh, okay.
Catch them up to speed what we're talking about.
So the topic was, we were talking about Carly B and Megan Thee Stallion's new song, and I was just talking about my opinion on it, and I think it's trash, and it infuriated me that as a black, in our black community, other black women cannot see that this stuff is damaging to our community, how we're viewed, and also what our children are being programmed about sex. And this is nothing about love, and that seeps into them, and they hear this. And I know some people are like, oh, it's just a song. No, imagery and music is powerful. I said earlier, every celebration you go to, they have music and they have some type of imagery, so you could see and you could hear, and it puts you into that mood to be part of the ambiance. The same thing with this song. You can't listen to this song over and over again and it doesn't do something to you and make you think a certain way. And I can't see anything positive from this song. From, I don't even want to talk about the lyrics in this song anymore. It's just so disgusting. I had to make sure my daughter was in the room with headphones on before I even said any of these lyrics, because I'm trying to keep her from being a Carly B or a Megan Thee Stallion, who
most definitely
should not represent us. Me as a black woman, I don't want her to represent me at all. It's disgusting. And now, I'm not to say, again, sex is a beautiful thing. If you listening to me and you a freak or whatever and do whatever with your partner, that's between y'all. But this is not talking about that. And this is even talking about our black, and I'm pretty sure it's written towards black men, even using them for money, using them for their body. So you can't talk about men using us when you're talking about using them and sitting on their face and doing all kind of other stuff. That's not how it works. And again, women have power. We have the feminine energy. We have a lot of things that men do is for us. If it's for the family, if it's for our attention, we are very powerful. This right here is not power. This is damaging. All the things that could have been put on that beat. The intro is, there's some hoes in this house. So as a woman, if this is your anthem, don't get mad if a man calls you a hoe. There's some hoes in this house. It's in the chorus.
So Queen Maisha.
Yes.
This only been out for what, a week and a half now?
A few days.
So whatever discussion is next week, let's take at least 2 or 3 minutes to review what the nation is saying about this music, because a lot of people have to make a moral decision. And I'm glad we had the opportunity to project something into our people's ear for them to weigh this thing out. And this is my point about worldwide community. They have an agenda for us. If we don't start thinking for ourselves and start arresting the vices, not the police arresting the vices, but we as a people if we don't start arresting ourselves, I'm not talking about handcuffs, I'm talking about mentally. If we don't start arresting the narrative that other people are giving us, when we find ourselves extinct or have been ethnically cleansed or in somebody's FEMA camp, or just like they just got the whole world stopped working, or did they really? Because the news that they give us in America, we don't know what's going on around the world. They might be giving us false information. We might be the only ones out of work. And they might be developing a whole new technology, a whole new system of operation while we got our black asses in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious this is. We have to come together. And so please, Taiki, let them know what they need to do to participate in Loyal African Mind. We have some information about Loyal African Mind.
Oh, most definitely.
Going to update you.
Y'all know the routine. Y'all know the website by now. www.loyalafricanminds.com. That is our real estate on the internet. And if you ain't been there, you need to be there. That's where we are connected live. We got forums. We got, you have to be a member though. So it's members only. And obviously, folks are signing up for, I've ran into some more glitches that were on the registration. That's been fixed. So everything should run cool for everybody that's trying to be a member at loyalafricanminds.com. I'm checking it in real time. This is Loyal African Minds in real time as we speak, connected. I could run y'all through the grand tour, but seeing that we at the end of the show and all, y'all gotta go and check it out for yourself.
And with that being said, I got some other business to attend to, so I'm gonna throw my little last words in there. I love the African in you. We're going to move out narrative, call ourselves black. We're true living, new being soul. This melanation is nothing but soul, right? This is a solar planet. It's a solar system, right? There's a living sun in this planet, and there's a living sun above us. And we are suns and stars, right? We are shining. So I shine, you shine, we shine. Until the next time, New Maki WAWWA.
New Maki WAWWA. Remember to like, comment, share. Do that watch party stuff, all that good stuff, y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Tomorrow's show is.
Thank you.
Good night. What's tomorrow's show? The
D-Dan Kamadi.
Narrative. D-Dan Kamadi, most definitely. Truth Changes the Narrative, y'all. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll see everybody. Do my WAWWA.